Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video. My sports Gematria. Just wanted to go over a challenge I did for myself this past weekend. On Saturday, I challenged myself to pick as many games as possible, and I end up doing 20 college basketball games, the top 25 NCAA college basketball. I did all 11 NBA games, and then on Saturday there was a UFC event, and I did 4 of the 5 UFC fights. This is a post I made here that you're looking at on my Patreon. 35 picks made in one day across 3 sports leagues. So starting to pull the numbers on Friday afternoon is when I started to do the work. I hammered out 20 top 25 college basketball games. I did all 11 NBA games, and then I finished off posting my UFC fight picks. Uh, and then I go on saying I don't recommend doing this. It's a total brain melt, which it is. When you pick, I mean, picking 35 games is one thing, but picking 35 games for a single day, and you don't even give yourself, a full 24 hours to do it, it can really just put some pressure on you, especially time constraint. Because not only am I pulling the numbers to pick the games, I'm creating a post for people on Patreon, what my picks are, and I'll go through it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, so human error for these types of mistakes are really high in this situation. But fortunately for me, most of my mistakes were absorbed in college basketball, which ironically is my best sports league overall. But here's my results: 20 picks made in college basketball, 12 wins, 8 losses, 60% win ratio for the day. Not terrible, but not amazing either. 11 NBA games picked, 9 wins, 2 losses, 81% win ratio, which is really good. And I did 4 of the 5 UFC fights only because one of them was I think it was the bantamweight women's fight that got changed, and I didn't realize it until last minute, so I just did the 4 that I already had. 3 wins, 1 loss, 75% win ratio. So 35 picks total made for one single day. 24 wins, 11 losses, 68% win ratio overall. And I'll show you here. This is part 3, January 18th, Saturday. So this is my UFC right here. I picked Diego, which won. Maurice, which lost. Holly Holmes, which won. Conor McGregor, which won. And then my part 2, this is all my NBA. Bucks, Celtics, I think lost. Sixers, Pistons, Raptors, Bulls. I think Magic lost. Lakers upset the Rockets. I took the Lakers to upset the Rockets. And then my first post, which was all my college basketball, all the way through all 20 games. And then at the bottom here, I put the Clippers since that was an early game for the day as well. So this is the first post I started with. And this one had 21 picks. And if you're not on my Patreon, I give little decode descriptions of why I made the pick or why I like them. And then you can decide whether you agree with me or not. And then I also just give fair warning of how I was doing. So coming into Saturday for college basketball, I was 14-5 in the last 4 days, which isn't terrible. And then for basketball, I was 15-5. I keep track of everything. I'm completely transparent about my sports picking record. So basically, the method I show in my videos, how I pick sports games, I mean, it'll allow you to pick a bunch of games if you have to or if you want to. Or you can just pick 1 or 2 games, but it definitely gives you that freedom to pick a bunch of games. And even with yourself so spread thin, I mean, I picked 35 games in less than 24 hours. And even though I overextended myself completely, the results aren't that bad. You know, I don't have a losing record in any of the sports leagues I picked, and they're all over 50%. And then my overall win ratio is pretty good between 3 different sports leagues, using the same picking technique through all these games. But just wanted to share that with you guys.